Xcorps Sweet Rides is brought to you by
SoCal Paintworks, San Diego's first choice in automotive restoration. Pro Touring F-Body, make your F-Body handle the way it should. Keesler Transmission, shifting your classic into the future. Ed Hanson's Muffler, where all your pipe dreams come true.
Hi, I'm Natalie, one of the Bandit X girls. Now stay tuned when we take the Bandit X project down to Ed Hanson's to have the exhaust installed.
Scott Summers, Xcorps Sweet Rides. We're here dropping the Bandit X project off at Ed Hanson's Muffler shop, where he's going to put the exhaust system on it for us. And also we're going to talk to Ed about his little invention called the X pipe. So stay tuned right here on Xcorps Sweet Rides.
The world is off my back, and I seem to find your presence takes me.
Scott Summers, Xcorps Sweet Rides. We're down at Ed Hanson's Muffler shop, going to get the exhaust put on the Bandit X project. Now, one important factor of the exhaust system is the X pipe. And Ed Hanson is the inventor of the X pipe. So Ed, tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea and what you were doing.
Well, I was messing around with creating some scavenging back in the mid-70s at a local shop, and I came up with my initial design. A little more complex, but it does the same thing. That was my first design. So in about 1985, I was trying to develop a system that would be quiet enough and still be able to flow 400 or 500 horsepower's worth of exhaust. There weren't too many muffler manufacturers made a 4 or 5 inch muffler that I could put on a small block Chevy that would handle 5-inch exhaust. And so I came up with an idea that if I took 2 pipes entering into a common pipe and then a common pipe back out the 2 pipes, I could create the same type scavenging as I did with this initial X pipe. So I developed this X pipe. Not exactly this particular clamshell design, but quite similar design. And it has the same workings as this X pipe over here, a little simpler.
How important is the X pipe to exhaust?
Well, if you're running a dual exhaust system, the X pipe is the best equalizer pipe. It equalizes sound. It cuts noise, inside noise, what they call a drone, by sometimes 30%. For every time that engine fires, it creates a heated ball of gas. And that heated ball of gas expands to the internal walls of the pipe. When it enters that common pipe, what we call the plenum of the X, it expands again. So that pulse travels to both sides of the outlet of the X pipe. Kind of like a bicycle pump. When you pull up on a bicycle pump, you create a vacuum in the bottom end of the pump. Well, that's what that heated ball of gas is like that diaphragm in that bicycle pump. And so it's traveling up into the pipe, and it creates a suction on the backside. So it pulls the secondary pulse out behind it. At low RPM, you have a slight vacuum. Mid-range, you have a stronger vacuum. At high RPM, you're evacuating that burnt gas out of the cylinder because you can't burn that gas twice.
So Ed, when somebody brings their car into the shop, what's the steps you go through?
Well, the first thing I do is communication. Most important step is you talk to the customer, what are their goals? And you know, if it's a guy that just drives short trips around town, you don't want to put a dual system on their V8. You want to put a large single system. So I talk to them a little bit. I say, I have 3 things I want you to put in priority: power, mileage, and sound. And I have them put in first, second, and third priority. And in that way, I can tailor make an exhaust system specifically for them.
So just like we talked to Jerry over Schneider, the importance of asking the right questions to get the right cam for your car, like Ed said, it's also important to ask the right questions on what kind of exhaust you want to put on your car. Stay tuned, we got more Xcorps Sweet Rides coming up.
Go right away, down.